Alright, what's up everybody? The old Midway logo. Well, you just missed it. But trust me, it was there. The old Midway logo. What, you just missed it. What, is that YouTube streaming? Oh, there we go. Man, we need to do some... Man, I need to do something with this hair. I don't know what, though. I really don't know what. It's only been just over 2 months since I last shaved my head. Yeah, just over 2 months. It was like August time was the last time I shaved my head. And look at it. Like, okay, you can't really see it because it's dark in here and the webcam's not that great, but it's an enviable amount of growth, I would say. If your hair doesn't grow very quick. But anyway, I'm gonna play some more Suffering. I can't remember how long this game is, but I started looking into speedrunning Shadow of Rome like yesterday. I caught Gala's stream on it. I've never really seen a speedrun of that game, and I've never played it myself for anything other than score. Shocking, I know. And yeah, playing that game for speed is super fun. It reminds me a lot of HP1 actually from NG, minus the scoring side of it. You know, there's no scoring benefit to playing that game fast. Quite the opposite. But it is really fun. It is really fun to just pun very much intended, but it is very fun to just carve through the stages. It's a lot of fun, man. I really do like that one. Oh, man. That's crazy. Ragnarok is out, yeah, Wednesday, yeah. Right, anyway, what was I talking about? Shadow of Rome. Yeah, really fun. And we've got this to do, and I've got Halo 2 to finish. So, the only downside to running Shadow of Rome... Okay, ow, something's hitting me. It's a pretty long run. It's about 3.5, 4 hours, like, roughly. Okay, I wasn't sure if I could make that jump. So yes, streaming that kind of run in the week is probably not going to happen. But that was like he tried to surprise you in a really bad way, you know. That was like a dad level surprise. Oh, Tommy gun ammo is full. All right, I'll try and remember that's there. Can't go through here yet. Okay. But yeah, started made all my saves. That was something that was actually quite good about having recently done the Gold Medal Extreme run, because you unlock all the cheats if you Gold Medal Extreme, and having the cheats on makes making saves for, you know, practice real fast. It took me like 2 hours to make all my saves for that run, so that was really, really nice. Yeah, so it's been fun to lab that run so far. Not a very popular run. There's only one run on, speedrun.com, and also there's no runs on emulator. I'm going to be playing that on emulator because I just think. Well, I mean, I for one, I don't have my PS2 here, so it's a matter of necessity. But it looks a lot better on emulator. It's a pretty nice looking game, scaled up. Ow, ow. Stop putting ketchup on me. I don't like ketchup. Okay, so you can actually reload while jumping. And I definitely want to make some time for Dead Space again this year. Well, I say this year, like, basically before the remake is out. Which is, you know, not too long now, so. Hey, what's up, Dragon? How you doing, man? Hello to YouTube. I noticed, the YouTube, streaming channel is growing nicely, which is good. I had half of mine to, maybe stream, like, once or twice on my main channel, just to kind of remind people that, you know, I actually am streaming on YouTube now. Because I haven't really put anything up on the main channel in a while. Like, I haven't really put anything significant up for quite a bit. Just one of those, which is frustrating, I gotta admit, because I don't like just kind of leaving the channel idle. But you gotta be somewhat realistic on, you know, there's only so much you can do in a day, and if you spread yourself too thin, you know, then either, like, you know, something suffers at the end of the day. You know, the videos I do wouldn't be as good, or the streams I then do wouldn't be as good. You know, if there was 50 hours in a day, that'd be great, but there isn't. That's one thing I always kind of liked about the Men in Black movie, you know, the first one, where I can't remember his character. Is it Jay, Will Smith's character? And he's, you know, he doesn't know that, you know, it's a 37-hour day. And I thought, I wouldn't want to spend all of that at work. You know, still keep it like 8 hours at work, but having the rest of the time would be really nice. Do these guys ever stop spawning? Okay, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, I can't remember how you, how'd you get on ladders? I thought it was X. Going by that, I guess not. There's some really amazing sales and shit on now as well. My friend just messaged me about a 32-inch 1440p 240Hz monitor, which, you know, having recently purchased a 3090, that's pretty fucking tempting. 32 inches as well. Like that's a pretty nice like increase in size. How the hell? Yeah, it is X to get on stuff. It's not bad. Max Payne with horror. Yeah, pretty. Yeah, that's not a bad. That's not a bad comparison actually. Oh. Oh, I see. I guess I have to blow that up. Can I shoot down here, though? Great. Oh my god. I think I was stuck there and I was just mashing jump, and it, you know, it caught up eventually and it let me jump. Wait, what the hell? Oh. Alright. So there's no, like, offensive. Surely flashbangs don't blow that up. Let's find out. Okay, well, there we go. Nice. I don't remember this game being super long, but I really want to get speedrunning Shadow of Rome. I really do. Like, that run's got under my skin the last couple of days. It's really fun. Hey, what's up, Bill Loud? Thank you, man. I'm having a ball. Just taking it easy on Saturday. We be chilling. Saw a video recently about like Max Payne kind of inspired games, and yeah, the Suffering wasn't on it. Oh yeah, it's definitely It's weird, like, the third-person shooters from the Xbox, PS2, GameCube era, they're very hit and miss. Like, there's very few that really hold up. Because it was before it was, you know, the whole offset camera was figured out. I'm pretty sure this game is, you know, prior RE4. So they didn't know that. You know, they didn't have, like, the whole, you know, hold button to aim and all that stuff. Can I open this door? Nope. These just keep spawning. Ooh, that had to hurt. Even if you're undead. Okay, is there something in here I missed? No. Surely I don't I'm not supposed to go down there, am I? That seems like a very uninviting place. These guys just keep spawning. Okay, well, I'll take that as a no. So, I'll get this game eventually, but PAL Australian market is a very expensive. Really? Was it not? Do you look? Have you got any emulators up and running? I would imagine this game is not that hard to find on emulator. I've got this off my. I've got this installed to the modded 360 I have, but this is like the original Xbox version. Anti-air son. Yeah, okay, surely I don't... Yeah, okay, that chucks me out, so I'm not supposed to do that. I really don't get it. Yeah, there was nothing in here, like... Yeah, they just keep spawning. Oh, they're still alive up there. Was I maybe meant to kill them first? Man, now it's a party. What's that for? Something to do with that? Alright, well I got no ammo left, so... Yeah, it's gotta be... I have a feeling it's something to do with that, because they are not stopping. They're not stopping spawning. I need to order God of War as well, actually, I keep forgetting. That's a midnight launch. I was really tempted to book the day off for that, but I don't know. It comes out on a Wednesday, so that's a door though, isn't it? Like that. I don't know, man. It seems a lot of that seems like a lot of faffing about, don't it? To drag this all the way there. Ow, that's fire. That's unpleasant. Fucked. Yeah, well, they just keep spawning. Did I miss something back here, maybe? Oh, no way. I'm thinking, do I have to get that all the way there? What is this guy?
Mama, why didn't I listen to you? You told me no man should make his living locking up other men like animals. You knew, Mama. You knew.
What's this guy?
Why didn't I listen? Everywhere. You're not a monster. You're not gonna kill me. What a relief.
Well, not right away, at least.
So long. Look, I may be a CO, but believe me, I always thought I had more in common with the inmates than the gung-ho COs they got here at Abbott.
He'll help you if you keep him safe.
Okay, so I guess I gotta do
Now,
something
the
here.
only idea I have is that we gotta call for help. Somebody has to be able to help us. Come on, we need to get to the radio building. We can call from there. You keep me safe? Let's go.
Sure, why not? Oh, nice. Ooh, PlayStation 2 VR is coming February 22nd. Holy shit. Damn. It's 530 quid. Jesus Christ. That's more than the system, man. Yeah, first person is a lot more atmospheric, for sure. It really is. No, don't shoot my buddy. Oh wait, can I... Oh, I get it. Ah, okay. I never would have figured that out, I don't think. Not without the game telling me. What are you doing? No. Guns save us. Not God. Bullets. That was a cool spawn. There we go. Alright, so... Nice.
Radio building. We gotta get into the yard. But hell, there's no way out of this tower. I thought there was, but there ain't.
Ha. My, like that reloads glitched.
What are you supposed to...
There we go.
You're a smart man.
Yeah, it's weird when you go back to old stuff, and I mean, this isn't old, but, yeah, you kind of forget. Games in this day and age just flat out tell you everything, you know? There's nothing ambiguous these days. It's just, hey, go here and do this. That's how you know, that's how you carry on. Alright, so... Alright, well you guys weren't here last time. Is this important that there are people here now? You know what, let's just transform here. I gotta admit, I remembered your beast transformation looking a lot cooler than it actually does. But it doesn't actually look that cool. He's not getting killed, though, which is something. Told you. That's not how it works here. Alright.
Those creatures... to the yard. Get rid of them. Oh, we'll never make it to the radio building.
Wait, so do I have to use this? Just killing them with the guns not count?
Save us all. We're almost there.
It's kind of weird.
Come on, this...
Oh no, that must have been the last one. That was just awkwardly timed.
We're gonna call for help. Come on. I'm gonna get us to the radio building.
Alright. If you say so, buddy.
You know what the magic hour is? It's in here. The radio's in here.
Alright, I did a real number on my revolver ammo.
It's already on. What the? Sound coming out of the speaker. It's like it's possessed or something. After all that.
Sometimes I think you were the perfect father.
It looks like interference is coming from the western part of the island.
You know, it's funny, there's actually some really good tips in the manual for NG. Now that I think about it. The manual tells you about UTs, wind path, and water running. Water running, not all that useful, but UTs and wind path is pretty huge. And say it's been a long time since games, you know, come with manuals, you know. That's a thing of the past these days.
There's a map right there. You'll need to go through the old quarry to get it. It's by climbing up to the roof right above us and then jumping over to the diggers building.
Yeah, you do that. You look after the radio.
I'll try. Get out of here, you fool! What you waiting?
Ooh. Another shotgun, nice. Although, yeah, my shotgun ammo is full.
Get
So
out of here, you fool! What you waiting on?
I already left. Yeah, it is very apparent when you play something new. I played Horizon 1 a bit on PC, just to see how it would run, you know, on the new card. And just, you know, immediately, you know, it just tells you exactly what to do, exactly where to go. And, I mean, to be fair, in a game like that, kind of makes sense. But, yeah, not that long ago. Games really didn't tell you all that much. You know, it's funny. You say that, and it's weird. It's really tough to get used to that, but I say not that long ago. PS2 was literally 20 years ago at this point. We're only, what, two and a bit years from the 360 being 20 years old. 360 was 2005, if I remember rightly. PS3 2006. So we're not too far off, you know, those consoles being retro. Which, I don't know. It's just something weird about that. It's weird when you can remember, you know, the thing that was like next gen, like truly, like, you know, that blew you away at the time, and yet, oh yeah, that's like that's legit old school now. That's a retro game. In 3 years, NGB and NGO4 will be like what original NG was, you know, to me when I was a little kid. Like, that's just kind of weird. You just don't think it'll ever happen, but you know. What's up, Lem? Yeah, it's it does make you feel, yeah, it makes you feel old, but you know, you're not old. It's just people's pace, I think, is a lot faster these days. People almost like want things to be older, you know, before their time, even though they're not. It's weird like that. I remember this being darker originally, but it sure does, and it really does go quicker the older you get. The last couple of years in particular have gone just, man, they have gone so quick. Like 2021, 2022, they have flown by.
So much. Dad was never there.
Feels like they almost didn't even count.
This was your life, T.
It's weird.
How did you let it get away?
Man, I can't believe how much that fucking PS5... Yeah, so anyone got PlayStation VR? The original? £530 for that. That's a lot. That is a lot for, you know... This sounds like a harsh way to put it, but that is a lot for an accessory. I'm not sure how well mined, you know, PlayStation VR is in terms of games. But that is a whole lot. £500 for that. That's like 5 years of whatever the PlayStation like extra tier is, you know, the PlayStation Plus thing. That's like 5 years of that. That's a lot. You could either buy that, or you could pretty much have PlayStation Plus, you know, super tier until the PlayStation 6 comes out. What are you shooting me for? Do I look like a demon to you? Fuckers. Now, the tunneling dudes. I don't remember those guys all that well. We have bombs now, though. Nice. Wow, you literally just spawned in front of me. I was thinking of getting the like Game Pass and PlayStation Plus next year, just as kind of a trial run. Like, make it a point to not buy any games next year. Like, not buy a single game, and just get both of those for a year, and see how it, like, come the end of the year, see how many new games I end up actually playing. Because it's one of those things, like, Game Pass at first was really cool, but I don't know if anyone else felt that way, but the novelty of it, like, wore off pretty quick. Because the vast majority of stuff on there is either stuff you've already played, or it's, I don't want to say shovelware in that it's terrible, but it's not really... There's a lot of stuff on there that's just sort of, yeah, you know, like, cool. I'm not going to go out of my way to play that. But you only really need to play, like, 2 games a year for it to be worth it. Like, it's mad. I am a prisoner, that's true. But I'm the one regulating all these demons. So, you think they'd know better. In 2015, I said to one of the VR players within 5 years, there wouldn't be a lot of VR players, and he disagreed. And yeah, VR is still super niche. It's very, I mean, I think just, like, price alone, the barrier to entry just being, you know, the equipment itself is expensive. If you want, you need a really, like, pretty powerful computer on top of that to really get the most out of it. I don't really know a whole lot about, like, a VR setup, but the only people I know that have got it are streamers. And, you know, you're looking at, like, $2,000 pretty much for the machine that they're running it on. And then however much you want to spend on top of that for VR stuff. I'd love to give it a go, but it's just, you know, that amount of money. Like, yeah. Tis a lot. These guys remind me of the Nosferatu from Code Veronica. I'd say you probably... I think VR will be more common probably towards the end of this decade. Which is maybe a bit too far in the future. Like 8 years, but I think, you know, the tech just needs to get a little bit more accessible. Just money-wise, you know. All the while it costs, you know, the best part of a couple of grand to even dip your toe into it. You know, that's... Most people don't have, like, $2,000 to just drop on, you know, something, you know. Most people aren't just gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, I'll give this a try, why not? What, you know, what's $2,000? So... Yeah, streaming games as well. I mean, I'm not sure how, that's a tricky one, that is. It's... To make, like, an accurate prediction of how far away that is, man, I don't even know. At least, I would say at least a couple of decades. Maybe more. I don't know, man. I don't know. It depends on... Because it's like the biggest thing on it, like internet speed is one, but the infrastructure needs to also be there as well. You know, it's like if everyone has really good speed, on the back end, that tech has to be able to handle, you know, say, 1 million people streaming a game. I don't know enough about back-end stuff to know how that would work, but, you know, it goes both ways, so... I think the subscription stuff will kind of supersede that, to be honest. I feel like Game Pass and, you know, whatever the, like, PlayStation equivalent is, I imagine for the time for this generation at least, they will probably stick with, you know, what they've got, the PlayStation Plus tiers, and then maybe they'll try something, you know, come PlayStation 6. Assuming there is a PlayStation 6. Which, I'd say it's a pretty safe bet there's going to be one. Seems like every console generation, there's a lot of people that are always like, oh, this will be the last console generation. We've literally been hearing that since the PS3. So, hasn't happened yet. People keep buying them.
They deserve it.
My legs! You can't
Fucking
just
inmates.
leave us here!
They're not worth the trouble. Let them rot.
Ooh, grim. Get off me. Do you have to mash fate? It doesn't seem like that actually gets them off you any faster. These are a cool enemy, I like them. Like, they look really... This is one of those games where I really wish they would bring this back, because you can tell that if this stuff was, you know, just had more money behind it, like, this game would look... This would be super fucking creepy. It'd be really cool. Be like, for example, the Silent Hill 2 remake. You know, if that's done well, like, man, that's gonna be fucking good. It's gonna be really good. VR was okay, but I wouldn't drop $2 for it, even if I had to spend. Yeah, me neither, honestly. If I just, you know, won $2 on, I don't know, a scratch card or something, I wouldn't go and buy VR with it. I'd buy that monitor, actually. I'd buy that 32-inch, 240Hz monitor. I don't know what I'd get, but yeah, it wouldn't be VR. You know, it'd be something that I would use a lot more than that. So, hey, what's up, Aware? I don't like putting games that I don't own on my hard drive. The idea grinds my gears. You know, I know what you mean, man. I can relate. Dude, what? Like, he just jumped like 12 feet in the air. Like, yeah, I know what you mean. But I think it's the way a lot of it is gonna go. Man, Torque has got some fucking leg power here, man. What's been funny? So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really know anyone in real life, you know, outside of like streaming and that's actually big into VR. So, I don't really know how much space you need for it either, because it's sort of like, remember when Kinect came out, and one of the biggest hurdles, oh shit, to Kinect, which was kind of funny because it's really obvious when you think about it, and yet Microsoft didn't seem to think, yeah, not everybody has like a, you know, 12-foot squared living room that they can just plonk a Kinect in, and, you know, to really get the most out of Kinect, like, you needed quite a bit of space. You know, most people don't have that. If you go back and look at any of the old Kinect adverts, you know, they were all in, you know, like a function room size living room. It's like, yeah, not everyone's got that. So, I want to try VR. I don't want to own VR. Yeah, I think that's pretty. I think that's probably a pretty common viewpoint for most people. I'd love to give it a go, but you know, even with like the PC I've got, I suppose I'm in a bit of a better situation. Like, all I'd have to do is actually get VR. Like, I just have to get, you know, the hardware. My PC would be able to run it no problem. But even so, like, it's still a lot. Jibs. I have an Oculus with Beat Saber and a game called Sonito. You don't need to know space, but it certainly helps. Yeah. Like, for example, you know, in this room, no way. Like, there's no way I'd be able to do VR in here. I need a bigger room than this. Nice. Yep. Anything like that as well when it comes to computers or tech. You know, when you want to put like a pretty decent chunk of change down on something, I think it's pretty safe to say most people want to do that for something that they will get, you know, a significant amount of use out of. You know, something that you'd use, you know, every day. You know, if you just want to try out VR, like, you know, probably not. Oh. Well, I tried to help that guy. Admittedly, this game's a bit more action-heavy than I remembered. The atmosphere kind of goes away a little bit when you're not in the prison. You know, like, this whole segment is just kind of, it's a bit of a shooting gallery. It's a fun shooting gallery, though. Oh wait, hang on, there's a... Hold the phone here. I just saw there's a thing on there. I wouldn't mind a Steam Deck. Even though I don't really... That's another one of those things that, you know, if someone was to offer me one for free, I'd totally take it, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd... if I was gonna spend that kind of money, I'd probably get a Switch. But I still kind of begrudge paying that much for a Switch as well. Oh yeah, can I just, there we go. That's one hell of a jump. It's one hell of a jump he's got there. No? Okay. My brother gave me his old VR set with a new one, otherwise I wouldn't put down the money for it. Yeah, I can imagine. I just think, anyone else feel like there's just way too much tech these days? There is just too much tech. There's a lot of shit out right now. I saw a video just the other day on the Linus Tech Tips channel where they actually set up an 8K TV and they were gaming in 8K on like a 4090 and a ridiculous rig. I was like, yeah, that's cool. Don't get me wrong, you know, if I won that in a raffle, I wouldn't be complaining, but, you know, the TV in question that they were using was like 30 grand. You know, the PC was probably like 3 or 4, and I think, yeah, you know, like, that amount of money to watch TV, or play games, and like, they did a blind test on everyone, and nobody could actually look at it and determine whether or not it was 4K or 8K, which is understandable. I don't think most people can in general, even those that would consider themselves like somewhat enthusiasts. Like, I don't know if I could, honestly. If you put 4K or 1440p in front of me on like a 27-inch screen, unless it was something I was actually familiar with, I don't know that I'd be able to just look at it and tell you like what resolution it was. I don't know. It depends on what it was. And I think most people are probably in that boat. Hey, what's up, TGD? Yeah, weekend's going good, man. I just finished today making all my saves for Shadow of Rome for the speedrun. And just kind of going through all the fights, not really labbing anything at the moment. And I'm already gained about 3 minutes on the current record. So it's looking good. But I don't think I'll be able to run that on anything that's not a weekend. So.
Let's get 'em alive.
I miss when it was just me and SES and a TV. I know what you mean, but I don't know, man. Looking ahead, you know, my house, when I get a house, it's gonna be pretty sick to have like for once, it will be really cool to have a dedicated game room. Because yeah, there's a lot of tech out. I've got a lot of shit. And it's gonna be pretty awesome to actually have it all set up, finally. You know? Kept my CRTs, man. I can have, you know, like a light gun set up and shit. It's gonna be fucking cool, man. Proper Fortress of Solitude. I can't wait. Get fucked. Wait and see what Nintendo does with the next Switch. That's a good question, actually. This game does have a bit of Manhunt vibe to it. It definitely does. I think it looks similar as well. You know what I mean? Like, in terms of the engine. I don't know if, because Manhunt was Rockstar. But it definitely looks a bit like Manhunt. For sure. Yeah, I wonder what they're going to do with the next console. Because, I don't know. It seems like the Switch, I mean, the likely follow-up is just a more powerful Switch. But I don't know, man. It's hard to really like bet on Nintendo. It really is. I don't think many people saw the Switch being as successful as it ended up being.
Yo, bro! Over here! Over here!
Hello. Wait, do I go this one? Resident Evil Dead Aim. Yes, it is. Yeah. Man. The old G-Con. Remember the ones that were in the arcade? That actually had an actioning slide on them? Shut up. I remember when you could actually finally buy that. It actually had a slide that, like, went backwards. It was so cool.
Devil. He's close. Don't let him get you.
I still have my my old light gun. I'm thankful they made Bayo 2 and 3. Yeah, me too. I'd like to try Bayonetta 3. I've heard 3 is more like 1. So, we'll see. Hey, what's up, Ligma? Best engineers for which is going to add the dev room and infinite health on the... Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, not a whole lot of NG on the horizon, though, I've got to be honest. Like, Shadow of Rome is definitely next on my list in terms of a project. I'm pretty confident I can get the record for that by quite a bit. So, I haven't watched the run in full yet, because the thing I need to really get down are the stealth missions, funnily enough, because I've only ever played them, you know, the 2 or 3 times you have to to unlock Extreme. I'm not too familiar with the stealth missions, but the combat, you know, that's my jam. Can I actually rescue this guy? So, shut up! Where is he?
I need to get to that ledge there. Can you help a brother out?
Yes, yes I can. Because he was fucking irritating, that's why. And he was badly voice acted. And you know, we don't tolerate that around here. If you're poorly VO'd, you are killed with extreme prejudice. I will not tolerate this garbage voice acting in my game. So, the Wii U, which is more powerful. Wii, yeah, it was, yeah, the Wii. This is the thing with Nintendo. That's why I mean it's hard to bet against them, because if you think about the history of their consoles, if you take away the DS, right? Because it depends on how old people are these days, but you know the DS is kind of ancient now, really, outside of like a few certain areas. But I think the DS is still like super popular in Japan and well, Asia, all over really. But they had the Nintendo 64, which was, you know, not really a flop, but definitely had its lunch eaten by the PS1. Then they had the GameCube. The GameCube did okay, but not great. The Wii was like fucking nobody could have predicted that, really. But the Wii like was a huge success, and all the while through kind of the GameCube and Wii era, they had the DS. And they made so many DSs. Like, the DS just printed money for them. Like, they didn't need their home systems to do well because they had the DS. Then smartphones kind of happened. So that's kind of, you know, they don't have that to cushion them anymore. And then, yeah, then they had the Wii U. The Wii U was a total flop. Then they had the Switch. And I think the Switch is kind of like the Wii. Like, the Switch kind of... I don't know, like, I certainly didn't see the Switch being as big as it was. But can they do that again? Is a Switch 2 really... Because here's the thing with that. There's going to be such a big power difference that... Then again, I thought the same thing with the Switch, and I think that's kind of the good thing, I suppose, of there being such a breadth of games these days. So much of the Switch's selling point is playing like older shit on it, which is not a bad thing. But you know, I remember when the Switch originally came out, and it was just, oh yeah, you can play all these old games on it. You know, like from the Xbox 360. It's like, yeah, great. I've already played those though. So you know, if you're, it's weird. I just think Nintendo is ironic. It's like, I wouldn't say it's niche, but it's like Nintendo is for Nintendo fans, because you know, they get a Switch and they're like, oh, I can play Batman on this. And you think, well, yeah, because if you only had a Wii, you didn't play Arkham Asylum. So it makes sense. It's weird, and I think there is a shelf life on that, because eventually all those people are gonna, you know, get either too old or, you know, they just won't be around anymore. So, you know, it's gonna go one way. I don't understand why the Switch became so popular. I mean, I could understand it, to be fair. If it wasn't so fucking expensive, I would get one. The thing that puts me off a Switch is that it's and I don't mean this as like a dig, but it is a glorified tablet, and it's like 300 quid. You know, it's as much almost as an Xbox Series X or PS5. And I think, yeah, no. Like, I just refuse to pay that for it. Like, for me, it's just obscenely overpriced. If a Switch was like 150, I'd definitely get one. But I just think, nah. Like, you're not gouging me with that shit. Like, even though I probably would use it quite a bit, but I just think, no. Like, I refuse to pay that for what is essentially a fucking, like, Nexus tablet with, you know, controllers. But, so... Yeah, they're not, but I think on the whole, like, consolidating it all together, like, the mass market for handheld gaming systems, just, it isn't there anymore. You know, you're not going to sell, like, 100 million DSs again. I don't think that's ever going to happen again. I don't think you'll ever see a handheld, like a dedicated handheld system. Because people always kind of use the Switch sometimes as like oh, well, the Switch. It's like, yeah, but the Switch isn't just a handheld. You know, the games you got on the DS were very, very different from the games you got on, you know, a 360 or a PS3. So, it's not a one-to-one comparison. Alright, where the hell do I go here? Can I climb up here? Torque's jump height is, Oh, hang on. Do I have to blow this up? Ah. I just thought, yeah, there's dynamite here, so... Or not. Oh, no. That did something. Oh, did that just blow up these? Okay. Huh, okay. I always Switch did a great job porting and remastered games. I really love the Turok 1 and 2 remasters. I know they were even on it. I feel like the Wii U was the DS but as a console. You see that, you know, Inferno, I'm with you on that. Like the worst ports, but I think the general audience like doesn't care. You know, and I think how well that stuff sells is kind of proof of that. You know, most people don't give a shit. I was watching, can I blow this up? I was watching one of the recent Pacta Factors, and he mentioned about, you know, for latency, he was like, oh, you know, for single player it doesn't matter. And Shane, who's like behind the camera on that, he said, oh, like it absolutely matters for single player. And he was like, oh, why? And his example was Elden Ring. It's like, well, you know, when you've got, you know, X frames to parry, like, it matters. And I think, yeah, I can see his point, but the vast majority of people don't even know what that means. You know, I would say probably more than half, at least, aren't thinking, oh, okay, I have, you know, X amount of frames here. Most people don't even know what the fuck that is. So, it's, I do think it's coming sooner or later. Can I shoot this? No? Did I miss something in here, maybe? I'm not sure. If Nintendo released their games on PC, I'd buy them again to play a lot more on PC. Who knows? Are they going to do that at some point? Like, will Nintendo ever go, because I don't... There's got to be someone, there has got to be someone who, at Nintendo, there's got to be someone that said, hey, like, our software will sell no matter what we put it on. Maybe we should just stop making hardware. There's got to, you know, they must still make enough money off of hardware for them to not do that. They must do. Surely, you know, otherwise they wouldn't do it. Alright, so... That... Oh yeah, that knocked over the tower, didn't it? So... I don't think I've missed anything here. So... I'm really hoping they do. Who knows? Because you gotta think that the gap, even if they make a Switch 2, the gulf between that and the PS5, you know, and an Xbox is like pretty. It's gonna be pretty insane. You know, hell, the PS4 and Xbox One like made the Switch look like a, you know, like quite inferior in terms of power. So. It's weird how you can't actually ban people in YouTube chat. Literally just got someone trying to advertise porn on the YouTube chat, and yet you can only, like, hide the user. You can't actually ban them. That looks like that should open. Somehow. YouTube, come on, man. Why do YouTube... Oh my god, I'm so stupid. There we go. I totally knew that was there. I totally knew that was there. I was just testing all of you. And you all failed. God, you lot are so unobservant. There was no arrow telling me where to go. I'm getting soft. Hey, what's up, Alan? Weekend's going great, man. I just mentioned, I was just talking about it earlier. I finished making all my saves for Shadow of Rome. I'm definitely gonna start speedrunning that soon. That's a fun fucking game, man. That really is a fun game. I've also been thinking about running PN3 as well. Because PN3, I want to get back to making the runs that I was doing for it. And the PN3 speedrun is another one where I've looked at the current one and I think, I'm pretty confident I can beat that.
All my girlfriends.
Not, you know, I don't mean that as a knock on the current run. It's just, you know, it's a small game. You know, there's not a lot out there in terms of tech. You know, if you happen to know that stuff, there's probably not many other people that also know it. This is very Manhunt-esque. When you go to Starkweather's mansion. So, I want a Steam Deck, but I don't want it for classic games like Final Fantasy, Mega Man. 500 just isn't worth it. I mean, you could probably... I mean, it depends on how dedicated you were, but I mean, have you seen any of those, like, homemade Raspberry Pi handheld systems? Where they just put, you know, like every emulator you could think of on it, and it's like a, you know, for old school stuff like that, it's kind of awesome. It's something that I would love to do, but I feel like, you know, it's one of those things that when you see people do it, they make it look super easy. You know, building your own handheld is not, you know, not an easy thing to do. You really do need quite a lot of know-how for that, but it is really... I mean, you can even buy them now too, actually, now that I think about it. Like, if no one's ever looked at it, like, look into, like, the modded Game Boy scene. It's kind of cool. Like, people are just getting, like, Game Boy shells and just basically making, you know, an emulator machine, but it's in a Game Boy. It's kind of cool. And you can just buy those off eBay. Of course, you'd have to, like, you know, make sure you find a good one. Because I imagine that's rife with scams, so... thanks, Trueface. Yeah, YouTube don't give a fuck about streaming yet. Which is so strange. So strange. Oh, speaking of which, Gabe sent me this yesterday. What was it? Someone else got caught. I say caught. Someone got caught. I think it was basically fucking on stream. And they got banned. But then, of course, you know, they just... You know, they just, like, push everything to their OnlyFans. Yeah, where is it? A Twitch channel named Eileen1 was quickly permanently banned from the platform after the creator shared... Okay, I don't know what that is. Shared footage of a woman engaged in an adult act. Okay, yeah, it doesn't really say anything about that, but... Okay, so it was a clip of someone getting busy, and it had 5,000 viewers. That's crazy. But yeah, and I was thinking, I messaged Gabe about it. I was like, I wonder, has Amazon ever, you know, taken a step back and thought, maybe we should just buy OnlyFans? Maybe, like, somewhere, like, I have to imagine someone has made that suggestion. It's just they probably wouldn't want to be associated with it, you know? But I don't know. I figured, you know, at the end of the day, Amazon's thing is making money, so why not? Is this a psychological horror? Yes, it very much is, yeah. The story is very, what would you, I don't know, like, definitely, like, shades of Eternal Darkness, a little bit of Silent Hill, maybe. There's definitely an element to that. Manhunt has had a lot of coverage on the past year, whether it be a review or playthrough, it's becoming more recognised as of late. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's one thing that is interesting. It's oh shit, I didn't mean to skip that. It's a shame that most of them are not good. Just real rap. But you know, there's definitely a group of people now that are kind of, you know, say, you know, in their like early 20s. They never played any of this shit. You know, they never played any of the like, you know, PS2 stuff. You know, their first console was probably a 360. So there's like hundreds and hundreds of games that they can kind of discover. Lucky bastards. The only downside is, and it's my biggest problem with a lot of the video game essay scene, is that they just play through the game once and like look at a Wikipedia and then look at the Wikipedia page and make most of the time like a pretty, you know, a pretty boilerplate video about it. And I think, man, there's so much more you could have done, you know, with this, but I guess you don't really need to. I haven't played The Thing. No, I really want to, though. I really want to play that. Disney buys out OnlyFans. I mean, they might. That would be pretty funny, actually. Alright, so can I go in here now? Yes. But there's just so many of the, you know, the hot tub scene. Just use it as a, you know, that's just a forwarding platform for, you know, the thing that makes them the real money. Even though, you know, they probably still make a pretty decent chunk of change from Twitch. You know, despite that being a blatant terms of service violation, but if you make Twitch enough money, they don't give a fuck.
Or maybe I am dreaming again. No, you real that.
It's like the Rorschach mask here. I can't do the one playthrough. Yeah, I'm the same, but I think it's very much like a side of it. Like games lately, especially since kind of the PS4 era, there's not a whole lot in them for the free playability. Like it's like, you know, play this and move on, play this, complete it, move on, play this and then move on. It's a lot easier to do that these days as well with the way games are. That's one cool thing about the Tony Hawk's remaster. I'm still playing that, just, you know, for fun. It's been a long time since, you know, a new game came out that's got a lot of incentive to, like, yeah, like, you know, play this game over and over and over again and get really fucking good at it. There's a lot in there for that, and you don't see that very often. You know, as an example, like Shadow of Rome. If you gold medal all of extreme mode, which is fucking hard, but you get all the cheats for it, and you unlock loads of additional content by doing that. You know, there's loads of mini games that you get by unlocking all that stuff, and it's so cool. You just don't get that anymore. You know, it's just like one and done. That's it. I think, yeah, that's true, Sphere, and I think the biggest reason for that is I think games now are... I don't want to say it feels like they're designed to be completed just once, but some of them kind of feel like that. It's like, you know, the overly long intro is such a bane of a lot of modern games. You know, like, and I think And it's like no one thought, yeah, you know, this intro is going to be a real fucking drag on repeat playthroughs. Like the RE3 remake, good example. That intro is fucking painful because it's just so, like, you're not really playing the game. Like it's so scripted, and you think, you know, I would play this more. Well, RE3 remake's got other problems, but you think I would play this game more if the intro wasn't so fucking boring. If the intro wasn't such a, you know, like a look at this, isn't this cool? Look at all this stuff that's happening, but you're not really doing anything. It's you know, Dead Space 3 suffers from that, like, really bad. And that's old, relatively old, but I've only played through Dead Space 3 like 2 or 3 times, and it's because the intro is just so fucking garbage, and it's like you just don't want to play through that again because it's just this isn't the intro to the, you know, this doesn't feel like it fits. This is just something that, you know, I mean, to be fair, the intro was like literally made, you know, for marketing purposes in that game, but it's I think that's something that's gotten a lot worse. Horizon 1 is another one. I'm so glad in Horizon 1, when you play New Game Plus mode, you don't have to do the intro bit where, like, Aloy is a kid. Because it's shit. And that's not fun to play through twice. Alright, are these gonna just keep spawning? Or do I have to bomb this? Oh shit. Huh, okay. Super Metroid has a boring intro, but I've played it about 15 times. I can't remember the intro to Super Metroid, but it probably doesn't last like 20 minutes though, right? Because because like, for example, if anyone, I don't know if anyone follows Resident Evil speedrunning, but if you do, the default category for RE Remake is no intro. You know, yeah, I wonder why. It's because it's just ass. It's like, yeah. Cool, we got an axe. I totally forgot that there was melee in this. Whoa. Look at that dude. Yeah, I know, I don't know if the, I wonder how the RE4 remake's gonna handle that. I hope they don't, you know, put like a super long fucking intro on that as well. That's a shame. Conversations about newer games always end up like sounding super negative, but you know, there's a lot of good shit out right now. There's a lot of new shit that is good, so you just can't shake the feeling that it seems like there used to be way more. Seems like the tail end of this year, with like Modern Warfare 2, I really liked. I've got like God of War next week. There's Callisto Protocol in December, and then there's Dead Space remake, which is a remake, but you know, take that for what you will. But I think, man, that's, you know, like 4 to 5 games at the end of the year that are all really fucking good, and that have got solid replay value. Feels unusual these days, where that seemed to be, you know, at one point, the norm. Who's on this phone? I noticed the review embargo's already been lifted for God of War. I've not looked at it, but they must be very confident in that game. I'm not gonna like actively look for spoilers, but I might post in Discord actually, but spoiler tag it, because I'm fairly sure like I know what's gonna happen in that game. I don't think that game's gonna be all that surprising.
Ever wonder why you're so furious, Talk?
Not necessarily as a criticism of it. I just think, you know, I feel like we all probably know where it's going. So I really do need to get back to Ghost of Tsushima. Alright, so what door did that open? Because I destroyed a camera, didn't I? And that would have opened a door.
Severe dementia, is it? Or perhaps chronic melancholia? Or is it an uncontrollable urge to regress back to a form unseen in modern society? One that will allow
Aha. Well, Ragnarok is supposed to be it, right? They apparently, you know, it's not going to be a trilogy,
in this new world, particularly,
which I was surprised at.
it is so very
everything's a trilogy now. But, no. You wait. God of War remake. That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen, man. They'll just remake God of War 1. And then they'll remake God of War 2. Honestly, if they remade God of War 1, fucking day one, I'd buy that shit. Absolutely. Dude, you know, as cool as it would be to get that, but man, anyone else feel like that if things keep going the way they're going, that like we are kind of just on the cusp of like a remake apocalypse almost? Like, because again, you know, you've got like PS2 era now is 20 years old, so it's you know, there's a lot of stuff there that people are gonna have nostalgia for, and a lot of stuff that people haven't played that then will think, oh cool, you know, I remember that game, like my older brother or my dad played it. Like, I'll play the remake, sure. So, what did that do? Huh. How would people feel if Kratos actually lost and died in this game? I mean, here's like Kratos has been killed off before in other games. Like, I think it's one of those, like Kratos being killed. I think I wouldn't put a whole lot of, like, if that happens in this game, I'd think, yeah, he's probably going to be back. Ah, okay. Ah. Oh, that's cool. So. Yeah, so am I. I'm really curious how far they are going to go with remaking Resident Evils, because as long as they keep selling, I don't think they're going to stop, really. I really don't. It just the idea of a Resident Evil 5 remake just sounds crazy. I just, you know, like an RE5 remake just doesn't sound right. I don't know.
It is the work that I do that makes me worthy of their attention, of their gazing eyes.
Here's a crazy thought that might not be that crazy. What if they just remake Resident Evil 1 again? What if they remake RE1, but in, you know, the RE engine style, like in the style of the new remakes? What if they do that? That wouldn't surprise me. And I don't know, I think the fanfare is there. I think, I don't know, because people would probably say, oh, I'd never buy that. Like, yeah, you probably would though, right? You probably would buy it, actually. You say you wouldn't, but you probably would. I don't know. It is going to be weird. Well, yeah, spoiler alert for God of War 3. Like, he straight up is dead at the end of that game. But it's still left a bit like, oh, but is he? It's, you know, it's, I'm going to go out on a limb and I'll say I'm willing to bet Kratos dies at least once in Ragnarok. At least. He might not stay dead, but I bet he has a death scene. I bet he has at least one death scene in that game. Oh, okay, so now I'm back here. Alright. Has any game been remade twice yet? Well, not that I can think of in terms of a straight, as in like a remake, because the line between remake and remaster is kind of blurry, because they did do a remaster of the remake, Capcom. You know, that there is an RE remake remaster. That's not a remake of a remake. but it's a remaster of a remake. And it's one of those, I think, remake's one of those things where everybody has, like, their own kind of definition for it. You know, like, what constitutes a remake or a remaster. It's weird. Yeah, I did. I was there, TGD. I saw that run. GG's, man. It was, yeah, I know. I remember you said, like, you're not touching that anymore. I wouldn't have bought. I mean, again, I get why you did it, but if that was me, I wouldn't have bothered. Because I think, you know, as long as, you know, the real time is quicker, I think, well, you know, that's not a faster run. So, like, that wouldn't have bothered me. And it is kind of an annoying run compared to Black. Like, there's just a few little things about it that just make it not as fun. Alright, oh. Can I, Oh, come on, you can blatantly make that jump. I would not say no to a Devil May Cry 1 remake. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. If they just, you know, kind of made it longer and just made it look better, but the gameplay was the same, I would totally be down for a DMC1 remake. So, remake is changing it in a new direction or up to today's state of needs. A remaster, if done right, is remastering the old game, date and engine state to be more up to standards. What's a Paragon? Yeah, I'd agree with that. That's kind of how I would define a remaster and remake. I think a remaster is just like touching up what is already there, whereas a remake is, you know, you are making a new game. Like, you're doing something not necessarily different, but you are making a new game. You're not just making an older game look better or give it like a new control scheme. You know, the remake remaster is not a remake in my book, if that makes sense. I don't consider the remake remaster like another remake, you know, because all they did was make it look nice, and they added the what was it, like they added the alternate control scheme. Whereas you compare RE1 to the original remake, and yeah, there you go. Oh, reboot. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah, I still would have liked to have seen a follow-up to that DMC reboot. I really would have. I think it's a shame that we'll never actually see a follow-up to that. But I think the DMC fan base is kind of its own worst enemy in that regard, as far as I can consider. Because I liked DMC 5, but I do not get the crazy like fanfare over that game. I really don't. Maybe I'm just kind of, I've just played a lot of DMC. Ah, maybe that's why. It just it's not a bad game. I just kind of wish they would do something different with DMC at this point. You know, say fundamentally that game has played the same for like 20 years almost. So, but you know, again, it's the money problem. DMC 5 sold like hotcakes and it reviewed super well, so DMC 6 is not going to be anything different, unfortunately. Bioshock 1 Remaster comes to mind. You know, I've not actually played that remaster. Actually, have I? I can't remember. I think I have played it, actually. I don't remember. Because I played the PC version, but that's not... There is like a Bioshock 1-2 remaster, isn't there? If, unless I imagine that, but I'm pretty sure that exists. But the PC version is, like, the PC and PS3 version are different. No, man, I can't remember, actually. Because the PS3 version has stuff in it that the original Xbox version doesn't. But then, I think the remaster included all of the new stuff in it? I really can't remember, to be honest. I love Bioshock. That's a good game. I'm with you on that, Convex, but newer games are just becoming so homogenized that it kind of sucks that, you know, like a remake of a game that, you know is really good, and you think, well, yeah, if they do that justice, that game will be sick. Whereas newer games are just kind of harder to get into for me. I don't know. I don't know if that's just a downside of, having played games for over 30 years at this point. It's, at a certain point, like Days Gone was the most recent game that really made me think that. Because I thought, this game is fantastic. Days Gone's a brilliant game. But I thought, I just do not care. I thought, I just don't care about this game at all. Even though it is a very well-made game. On every level. It's a very well-made game, but I thought, I just don't care. Everything this game has done, I have seen before, and I've seen it not only seen before, but I've seen it done extremely well as to boot. So, yeah. That game is cool, but it didn't really do a whole lot for me. Now then, that's the camera that was in the main hall, right? So now I can go back there. And open that. Isn't Mario Bros. 2 remade twice? Once on the NES? Good question, I don't actually know. Some of the Final Fantasy games have been remade multiple times. Oh, okay. But, like, full-on remakes? Because I say, they're two series that I'm not super familiar with, so I'd have to check that. I have played Nightmare Creatures, yes. Nightmare Creatures is great. I like Nightmare Creatures. That's a series I wouldn't mind getting another shake. Not sure what they would do, because the last one was PS1, if I remember rightly. And the jump from PS1 to, current gen is pretty nuts. So I don't know what they would do. But I think that's a weird thing about... Not a weird thing, I get. It's a cool thing in a way, but, now that games are getting to the point where, if you've been playing them... if you're in your 30s, right? And you've been playing games since, say, the Mega Drive era. Like, early 90s. You're coming up at 30 years of game playing. You've seen so many changes, like so many huge changes in the medium, that... Do you think we'll ever see that again? Like, is that what VR's gonna be? Is it just gonna take longer? Anyone remember the jump from 2D to 3D? As an example, like I remember when I got a PS1, and I remember seeing, Tekken 2 for the first time, and I thought, I was blown away by Tekken 2. I just thought, like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like, this looks fucking amazing. It was 3D. The 2D to 3D jump was just fucking mind-blowing. And then I remember, like the PS2, for instance, the first time I played GTA 3. Like, that was absolutely fucking mind-blowing for the time. I feel like since the PS4 generation, we've just been getting kind of the same thing. It just looks better, for the most part. Do you know what I mean? I don't feel like I can't remember the last time I had that kind of 2D to 3D feeling of awe. Of like, holy shit, this is fucking insane. Okay, what are we doing in here? Aha. No! Why is that happening? Okay, aha! There we go. First time I sliced in half, sold me on the game, and the whale sounds... Yeah, they were so good. I remember having the Nightmare Creatures 2 demo on a demo disc. And man, I played the shit out of that demo disc. I played it so much. Unreal Engine 5 might be like that. Will it though? Or is that just going to be, again, is it just going to be like, yeah, this looks fucking good. This looks amazing. Because this isn't a game as an example, but has anyone seen the second trailer for Avatar 2? I'm not much of an Avatar person. I know people are like super into that, but like I liked the first film and I'll go and see the second one. But that's the first trailer I can think of in recent memory where I've seen CG in a film and thought, holy shit, I have to go and see that. Because that does not look like other CG I've seen, you know, in the last like 10, 15 years. And I can't remember the last time I had that for games. Maybe like in a year or so we might see it, because we're still at sort of a weird cross-gen point. You know, stuff that's coming out on like PS5, Series X is also coming out on PS4. So, you know, we Tekken 8 actually, now that I think about it, I'm taking it with a pinch of salt that Tekken 8 trailer, because they said that was reflective of in-game. I think, okay, maybe. Have to shoot this guy, maybe? But if Tekken 8 looks like that fucking trailer, holy shit. That's pretty fucking impressive. But I still feel like, again, like, is like, it's cool, but is it's still just... it's what we've seen before, it just looks a whole lot better. Okay, what does that do? But that's kind of my point. Is that just the downside of, you know, games having been around for like 30, 40 years? You know? Do I have to... I can't move this, can I? No. It's going to be, that looks so good, but then the next gen, with those amazing graphics used by the tech demo, yeah. Everyone remember Killzone 2? I think that's probably the most notorious example of that. Oh, do I have to transform, maybe? Same with Dragon Warrior, Warring Quest. You could just call them ports for different systems, but there's enough changes I consider them a remake. Fair enough. Okay. What the fuck do I do here? I do not remember. But I remember when Killzone 2 came out, I remember getting that, and I had an SD TV at the time. I didn't even have an HD TV. But man, I remember booting up Killzone 2 for the first time and thinking, use right trigger to use rebirth power. Okay. Ah, there we go. Sorcerer tech demo for PS4, yeah. Remember, man, what was it? What was that game? Was it Unreal Engine 5? Where, I can't remember the name of the game. Even I don't even know if it was a game or was it just a tech demo, but, it was kind of Horizon-esque, I suppose, but they go into that temple and there's like, you know, like tons and tons of statues, but on one of the bits leading up to it, there's like a kind of a going through a crack in a wall segment, and there was people saying like, oh, that's a loading thing, like this isn't real time. I remember they had to come out and they was like, oh no, like that's not a loading screen. Like that looked pretty good, but yeah, I don't feel like we've seen anything like that since. Yeah, it's strange. I can't remember the name of that game though. I can't remember what it was called. It might have been that actually. I don't know. But you always see, you always see the tech demo and you think, holy shit. And then never looks quite as good. Like Killzone 2 as well. Like if you look at a side-by-side comparison of that E3 trailer, with the real game, it doesn't look quite as good. But in some cases, the actual game looks better. It's weird. I mean, you know what? I should go back and play Killzone 2 at some point. It'd be really interesting to see how that game has aged visually. Because I remember Killzone 2 and 3, they were like two really good showcases of the PS3. Like, those games looked fucking incredible, especially Killzone 3. That is a real looker of a game. So... yeah, it wasn't. No Mercy mode was kind of the closest you got to that. And I remember getting RE5 and DMC4 on my first gaming PC and playing, Legendary Dark Knight mode and No Mercy mode and thinking, man, this is sick. Like, that was the first time I had a gaming PC. And never looked back, really. I still have all the consoles because, I want to play that shit too. But having a PC is pretty great. PCs play games pretty well. Shocking. Not drop a bomb on anyone here, but... okay, why am I dying? Especially now. 3090, baby. I say that as I'm playing like a 20-year-old game, but old games are cool. Old games need love too. But I really am looking forward to like Callisto Protocol, Dead Space Remake. Definitely playing those on PC. Really looking forward to them. And if Ragnarok comes out on PC, which it probably will at some point, I'll probably play that. Although I will be playing Ragnarok on PS5, so... I don't know, I'm not sure. I've never actually looked at a side-by-side of PS4, PS5 stuff. I don't know if it's... like, is it really that big of a deal? Like, frame rate's probably way better on PS5. So... I saw the Radeon stuff announced, yeah. I was a little bit... like, for a minute, when I looked at that, I thought, man, should I have waited for the Radeon cards? But they're not as big of a benefit when it comes to productivity, and that is a huge selling point for me. So, the fact that, rendering on a 3090 is, like, an absolute fucking monster, that's a big deal. So, I would miss that. But, I mean, it's good that if you just want a straight-up gaming card, I mean... I remember though, I watched, I can't remember if it was Jay's 2 cents video on it, but the top voted comment was, it's crazy that we've gotten to a point where $1,000 for a graphics card is considered cheap. And I think, yeah, it is really, isn't it? It's like, wait, how did that happen? It's like phones. At my, we have a weekly meeting at work on Friday. And someone mentioned phones, and they're like, yeah, like a phone, like, flagship phone's like $1,000 at least, if you just want to buy it outright. And I think, yeah, when did that happen? When did it just be like, yeah, new phone, $1,000, sure, why not? Like, it's and say graphics cards are like the same. I mean, the 3090 I got was, over 1,000. That's a lot to, for one component. That's a pretty big chunk of change. I already have a PS5, but if I didn't have a PS5, I could have bought a PS5, a Series X, and a Switch for how much the 3090 cost. When you put it like that, you think, yeah, fucking hell, like that's pretty crazy, isn't it? When you put it that way. Not as relevant as a comparison, but like going by eBay prices, I could have bought like 4 2080s. Which, you know, wouldn't have really been a wise investment, but still. Makes you think. Or an entire gaming PC. You know? I know there were videos about that when the 4090 was announced. You know, people doing like entire builds for how much a 4090 cost. Don't shoot me.
It's good to see another human still among the living. The name is Clem, sir.
Too bad you're not one of them. That guy was totally in league with these fools. I wasn't born yesterday. He just happens to be out here, you know, in the middle of the night with all these demons just chilling. I don't buy that. I don't buy that for a second. Man, it's I actually need to turn my light on. It's fucking 4:30, man, and it's dark already. It really creeps up on you, the dark evenings. I don't mind the dark evenings, though. I don't like the dark mornings, but... Get wrecked. Alright. I just got a checkpoint, didn't I? Because I'm getting quite hungry. I think it's time for some food. What's up, lads? This kind of remind me of the Mancubus from Doom a bit. Ew. Whoops. I meant to do that. Of course. Can I stop being on fire, please? Fire the only thing that kills them. Seems to be. Oh, hang on. Does the bombs work? Ah, nice. Oh, they all spawn little shits, though. You got armor on. Cheating, bitch. Not allowed to have armor. What does that say? Okay. No. I sometimes have dreams about dirty big rats infesting the house I stay in. I gotta admit, I don't like rats. I don't know, man. There's something about them. I think it's the noise they make. Like, I find the noise rats make, like, really like, that noise is really unsettling. There's something about it. Is this guy gonna... Ow, Jesus Christ. Is this guy gonna pop out or what? Okay. I'll believe him. I'll believe that that is booby trap. I don't know what's happening with those, like, weird green artifacts there. That's a bit strange. Alright. Aha.
If we let him out
Yeah, I don't know what's with those green things. Speaking of like really weird dreams, like I haven't had it for a while, but like it's sort of like a recurring nightmare, I guess. But something that I do dream about often is driving a car, and then all of a sudden, like while driving, forgetting how to drive, like while you're on a motorway, and like that's really terrifying. Like imagine if that happened to you, like you were just driving like normal, and all of a sudden you just it'd be like you've never driven a car before in your life, but you're on the road while it happened. Like, oh shit. I don't know. L2 is usually crouch. Can you crouch in this game? But yeah, and it's never on a motorbike either. It's always a car. I don't know why, but that happening in a car is... Are you kidding me? This guy can jump 12 feet in the air, but like a fucking 6-foot drop kills him. It's always in a car, like being, surrounded by other cars, and just, you're like, like, how do you drive? What does the clutch do? How do I work these gears? That's something that every now and then, like, always pops up, and I think, yeah, that would be really terrifying. So. I had a dream one day I was going on a VTV downhill and then suddenly I didn't have arms. So, oh man, oh god, yeah. That's another one. Yeah, similar sort of thing. I know what you mean. But yeah, that'd be pretty grim, wouldn't it? I just remembered, hang on. You can save anywhere in this game, right? I was waiting for a checkpoint, but fuck you. If I remember rightly, you can just go, yeah, you can just go boom. You can just save. Yeah, that's weird. Like every third letter somehow is like not showing. That's strange. All right, cool. That's a good bit of progress there. We'll Sunday tomorrow. You might do a Shadow of Rome stream tomorrow. I don't know. Just practicing some fights, or I might just go for like a YOLO run and just see how it goes. That could be quite fun actually. I might do that. Might just do a just do a one and done run, and if I get the record, that's it. Like, although I definitely will chip away at it. Like the run is a lot of fun. Mate, look at that. This reminds me of something, but I can't think what. With like the blue tint. Oh, no one's on. Oh, no one's on. That's unfortunate. Man, it's dark. I need to get my ring light back for these streams. Actually, I have no idea where I put that. I think it's in my cupboard somewhere. But anyway, guys, I will catch you later. I might be live tomorrow. I might not. I still have some stuff to do setup-wise for Shadow of Rome, but I might be able to squeeze in a run tomorrow. We'll see. But yeah, I will catch you in the next part of this. I'm gonna finish this. I'll finish Halo 2, and then gonna be a bit of Shadow of Rome, I think, for the next few weeks. So. Hopefully, that will get some people interested in that, and they'll give it a go. It's a really cool game. It is very good. So, I will catch you guys for that, hopefully. Take care, and enjoy your Saturday.